See that right there? See what that is? That's rain. We don't really get rain in Los Angeles, not very often anyway, like maybe twice a year, if that. So it's awesome when it happens, and it's happening today, last night and today. Today, I'm on a mission to organize the book, my book of music, today, the day after the gig, as opposed to the day of the gig. So normally I'm racing to put this book back together right before a gig. I'm always doing it, and I always tell myself I'm gonna not do that. So I have this is the blue folder, as my band knows it. And inside here, I have just like, you know, office folders, manila folders, alphabetized with the lead sheets for each song. And so I keep them in alphabetical order, and then on the gig, I use index cards. Some are more detailed than others, but basically I have a series of index cards that just have the name of the song, and sometimes it'll say like the tempo and the time signature and the key. Either myself or Yannick will go through those before the gig, like after sound check and before the gig, and just shuffle the index cards around, and they will look something like this. I'll give the cards to Yannick, and he'll come up with a first draft, and he always puts them from low to high, which is funny because I always want to read from top to bottom, hence his instruction right there. It's just easier, like these are modular, it's easy to move around. You know, then I'm handing out these charts and putting them together in different ways. It just becomes a mess. And listen, I'm just gonna put it out there. If you have a better way of doing this, please leave a comment, let me know. I've thought about putting them in books, you know, like a 3-ring binder. The problem is then, like, you can't, people have to be flipping around if you wanna reorganize stuff, like for different sets and everything. So as of this moment, this is the best system I've found, but it's it can't be optimal, I know that much. That being said, we had a very fun gig last night, and I did actually live stream it on YouTube, something I've not tried before. I've done this once or twice on Facebook. It looks like it's only gonna be available for 3 days or something, but it looks like this. Now, the problem with this, somehow I managed to get, rather accidentally, I managed to get everybody in the frame. Look at that. Like, I just kind of set my phone on the stand at the bar, and it's just like leaning up against I don't know, a pole or something. And there's Sean, and there's Yannick, and there's Russell, and everybody fit in the frame. I'm not sure how I feel about this, because it's, on the one hand, it's sort of cool. The technology is amazing that we can do this now. On the other hand, it's so flat and one-dimensional when you just see it on a screen, especially on a phone. When you're in the club, when you're there with us, when you're seeing anybody play music, you know, there's something molecular about it. You feel the music, you feel the interaction, you feel what we're doing, and I don't know, I love that. When you see it on a live stream, it's just flat. So there were a few comments under this, and just because I'm looking at it right now, I thought I would jump in. Okay, I can't read this backwards, but enjoyed the music, enjoyed the sonic pleasure. Thanks, Bernie. Oh, here's one, okay, from Lucas. Live show, awesome. Still hoping that you come to Europe. Still hoping that you come to Europe and Germany. So Lucas and anybody else in Germany, I would love to come there. You know, this band is coming over in May to the UK and Europe. I don't know all of the locations yet. I know our first gig is May 22nd in Dublin. I want to say it's at the Sugar Club. And I believe our last gig is June 6th in Paris. I can't remember the venue. Something like Duke de Lombard or something. As far as I know, there's no Germany. I've been told absolutely no Germany. So a few vlogs ago, when I was asking you, hey, if you're in Europe and you want to see my band this spring, email the guys at Good Music Company. Apparently not enough interest in Germany to make it happen this time. Looks like Anakin Day nailed the set list that we did from the first set last night. Jeffrey said, looks like the Mark 6 at this gig. Yep, it's the Mark 6. I've been back on the 6 all year. This year I played the super balanced action all the way for like 6 months or more last year, all the way up until December 31st, and then I put it back in its case, and I've been playing the Mark 6 since. I really want to play this horn. I don't know why that I do. It's a beautiful horn and I want to play it, but there's something I can't get to with that, and it has to do with sound, like timbre, texture. Like there's some, especially in the bottom register, that I am able to get on my Mark 6. And I'm not saying that it's a Mark 6 or SBA thing, it's just that Mark 6, I played that sucker since I was 17 years old. I mean, I'm so connected to that instrument. How could I possibly have that with any other instrument, right? But yeah, so it's the 6. How are you getting those effects to only happen on the delay? I'm using a delay pedal, but also depending on what part of the set you might see, Yannick's using a bunch of effects pedals as well. And at one point during the set, I was using my effects pedal to delay what was coming out of his. So basically the mic is clipped onto the saxophone, and I was just being careful to not get like feedback or something, but to turn my stuff up loud enough to pick up on what he was producing and the rest of the band, and then put that through my own delay. So it was kind of creating a cool effect within an effect. Is that an Ishimori Series 2 neck strap that you're using? Yes, it is, and let me tell you why. Since high school, I have played these neck straps called D'Addario straps. Terrible name, D'Addario strap, but great strap. So the way this thing works is it has some metal pins that are in here, and you click that to the saxophone, like so. Okay, boom, and now it's hooked on. There it is, all right? And there should be 2 pins, and then to get it off, you do that. You press it in, there's a little thing, and the pins go off. A couple of nights ago, I was playing a show with Snarky Puppy. We were at the Orpheum Theater downtown in Los Angeles. Right before the show, 20 minutes before stage time, I clicked this sucker in and I heard a very disturbing sound, and I looked down and the pin was bent. That just happened. So I don't have a strap for the show. The question is, do I risk it, you know, and go with the 1 pin? I don't like that idea. So I had to decide whether or not to go on stage with 1 pin and worry that the saxophone was gonna fall off during the performance, or I kind of rigged up something using the strap from my case. All right, so update. I think I'm gonna risk it with the 1 piece that works. I've used the strap from my case to make a makeshift strap, but this is not comfortable. It's not really the right length, and it also looks really weird. But I guess I gotta bring this up with me, because just in case. Either way, it's gonna make me very anxious the whole set. Fortunately, Chris Bullock saved the day. He came up with the idea to take one of the carabiners off of the case, loop it through here and on there, and I put the carabiner on the saxophone, and it was sort of a mess, but it worked. We MacGyvered the sucker. So I was playing this other strap that I don't normally play, yes. By the way, one last thing, I realized during the live stream last night that probably the only people who were notified that we were doing a live stream were the people who are subscribed to the channel. That would make sense. So if you're not subscribed, that's maybe a reason to do so. All right, see you very soon.